You guys ever decide to do a job and then think, oh, this will be easy, I can blow this out in an hour, and then ends up being a freaking nightmare? What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be working on the Jimmy, which is in the garage, as you can see. Those of you who may be new or don't know, this is a 76 Jimmy, two-wheel drive, lowered, 350, mildly built. I don't know, it's my daily driver. So anyways, what we're gonna do today is, I noticed that over like 4,500 RPM, it seems like valve float to me. And so I took a look. The cam that's in here is a Summit brand 466 lift hydraulic cam. And it recommends valve springs, and I never put valve springs on it. So I ordered this kit from Summit. It's the recommended kit. Comes with all new valve springs, containers, everything, seals, all that stuff. I also got new valve cover gaskets. I ordered a set of these seals because I'm not sure if those positive type seals will fit. Sometimes they say you have to machine the cylinder head down a little bit where the valve guide is. So I got these in case, just to put some new ones. Then we got leftovers from the Nova, some fancy roller rockers, Comp, Magnum, whatever, 162, I think, 152, so slightly bigger than the stock, which is 1.5. Not that that's going to make a huge difference. And then I also ordered some new valve covers because the rockers will not fit under the stock valve covers or stock height chrome valve covers that it has. So let's get to work. I tried to get it in the garage as fast as possible so it wouldn't get too hot. There it is. Oh man, is this ever dirty? I probably should have washed it first, but like I said, this is my daily, so it's bound to get dirty. Like I said before, it's a 350 standard bore. It's the original engine, actually. My daughter and I rebuilt it a few years ago when we first got the truck together. She actually did most of the work, so that's one of the reasons why I'm sure a lot of you guys are saying, why did you just LS swap it? Just LS swap it. Well, she built the engine. It actually runs pretty good and sounds cool, and we're going to stick with it for now. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is take off valve covers, and then the rockers. Spark plugs have to come out because we'll need to put air in the cylinders to hold the valve springs up. So this is very similar to doing an LS. I got this tool. You just have to bolt to the rocker, pull down. These springs aren't very heavy, so they shouldn't be too hard to do. So let's get disassembling. After we're done, we'll have to give her a good cleaning. Breathers shoot a lot of oil out. I'm hoping maybe the new ones, being that they're a better valve cover, might not do that as much. Ooh. Pretty simple, overall, this should not even be a huge job time-wise. If you guys remember last year, I put these E3 spark plugs in that I got for cheap from Rock Auto, but probably need to pull some fuel. It looks pretty dark. Valve cover off. This carburetor is also a 780 vacuum secondary Holley, which probably is a little big for this engine because it has lower compression and stuff, but I needed a carb and I picked this one up for $100 and it was brand new, so can't really go wrong. All right, brake booster, so I can kind of get moved out of the way here. Like so. Ugh. Look how gross these valve covers are. Well, before we put everything together, we're gonna have to do a cleaning here. The wires are all filthy. I mean, we got new valve covers, but I mean, look at how oily those are. A lot of it's from these breathers, and now I don't know if it's the breather or the... See, this breather looks kind of shitty. And I'm sure the new ones, because they're basically a race-style valve cover, they should work. Maybe I can... well, we'll wait till later to show you the valve covers. In for a little close-up shot. Some of you maybe never saw inside a small block before because you're LS guys, I don't know. So there's the springs, obviously exhaust, intake, and the exhaust has this rotator valve thing on it, which you get rid of when you use this new kit. So the first thing we're going to do is attach this tool like so, and just use the stock rocker. I haven't used this yet for a small block Chevy. I use it on Mike's LS there. So basically that's it. You put it on, you use that to pull it down, and it lets the keepers out. But what we got to do is we got to put this hose that has an air fitting, and it's like a spark plug on the end. Put this on like so, and then get the air, and we plug in the air. You know what I didn't do though? And that's weird what it just did there. Oh, I guess oh shit. Uh-oh. You know what? I left the push rods in, and I probably shouldn't have. Because I think that push rod is now pushing on the tool there, which is not good. Yeah, I didn't really think about that, but we need to pull the push rods because otherwise they're going to get trapped underneath. Like that one did, which is bad. Hopefully, I don't think it would have bent the push rod, though I do have other push rods. No, looks okay. Okay, so basically what happened there was and there was one other thing I forgot to do, but the engine turned from the air being pushed in there, and then when it did, it actually, the push rod was pushing on the tool, which pushed the valve down. But what I also should have done beforehand is give each one of the springs a little whap. Just to kind of break the keeper loose. Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully it works better this time. See, the tool should fit better now too. And I don't even have to... Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's air it up again. See, like the engine turned over, but that time it didn't do anything to this valve spring. And now I can go like this. I need a magnet. Like this, we'll get the magnet. One keeper. It's actually funny, I saw a video where a guy was working on diesel, and he just hit the valve spring hard with a hammer, and the keepers popped, the springs popped right off. And then, so I tried it at the junkyard because I was curious if it would actually work, and it does. But that's not something you want to do, you know, when the engine's in the car, like this. Tool off. And you got to keep the air in there. And now the valve spring will just come right off, see? There it is. So what we need to do is see if those seals that came with the kit work or not. If not, I mean, this engine doesn't have a ton of miles on it, so probably I could leave the existing seals that are on there. You can see, there we go. You can see the seal is on the valve right here, little seal. But the seals that come with the kit go on this part here. But I'm pretty sure you have to machine the head for that. And actually, oops, they do sell a kit so you can do it on the car kind of thing, but I never bought one. So here's the valve seals. I'll get one out and we'll just have a look-see. Because I mean, these are probably better seals. We gotta pop this rubber ring off. Now, like I said, this engine doesn't have a ton of miles on it. So, I mean, I probably could have reused these valve seals. Usually they dry out a lot, but these ones actually feel pretty good. But I got new ones anyways. Yeah, see, that doesn't fit. But the tool cuts this diameter down a little bit. But like I said, we're not gonna do that because I didn't buy the tool. So we'll save these for another project or next time or whatever. But yeah, like I said, these feel good, but I mean, we got some new ones, so we might as well trade out for some new ones. Premium valve spring seals, valve stem seals from Rock Auto. We'll get one of those. We will get one premium Summit valve springs. And basically when you buy a cam, it does give a recommended valve spring. Like these are the valve springs right here, kit. It's only like 75 bucks, but it depends on your camshaft, what you need. And then we got a retainer. And then we got new little locks, so we don't have to reuse any of the old stuff. So there's that and that and that, and then that compares to the old one, which had that big rotator disc and this shieldy thing. So, and then the intake side has more like this. Okay, so where did I put, uh-oh, where did I put that little seal now? Push it on. I'm gonna make sure it's on the right groove, because there is a few grooves on the valve spring. These are for the keeper and this is for the seal. There. Then we take the new valve spring. We put it on there like that. Then we get the keepers, new keepers. And then we need to put the tool back on. You pull down and you just install the keepers. That's one. I can be honest with you that I've never done this before on a car other than we did Mike's LS the other day. I've always done it off the car. Oh, this is kind of a piss off because I thought maybe I just don't have the, you know, the right, you know, there's got to be a rhythm to it or something. Because I thought this would be like lickety split, no problem. These are not heavy valve springs, so it shouldn't shouldn't have to hammer them in. They should just go in. Okay, guys. After struggling for a bit, trying to figure this out, and breaking two of these seals, the original one and a new one, I've come to the conclusion that these valve springs won't work with the stock seals because the retainer part here is too long and it actually hits the seal. And that might be why I was having an issue getting the valve spring on. But then I thought, you know what, I'm going to try to put those ones it comes with on, and they actually do fit. So, yeah. So hopefully they should be okay. I didn't think they did. I didn't want to, like, usually you have to kind of bang them on with a hammer, and I thought, well, they wouldn't work. But I actually tried it, and it actually went on. So we'll try putting the valve springs on again. You guys ever decide to do a job and then think, well, this will be easy. I can blow this out in an hour, and then ends up being a freaking nightmare? So this is my problem today. Okay, so I got these two on. Now, I put the first seal on, one of these blue seals, and I thought it looked okay. But then when I went to put the second one on, once I banged it on there, it looked like it wasn't sealing around the valve properly. So I guess because those do need to be turned down a little bit, these valve seals, even though they fit, they end up stretching, and when they stretch, they deform, and then they're not sealing. So then what I figured I had to do was use the stock seals again. But what I'm doing is, like, I showed you how there's a groove that the seal kind of sits in. So what I just did is when I put the seal on, I pushed it down a little further than the groove so that it wouldn't get damaged when I put the spring on. And then once the engine's running, the seals, when the valve compresses, if the seal, it'll push it up. As long as it's on the valve stem, that's going to keep it from the oil going through, theoretically. So let's hope this works, or else I'm screwed and I'm going to end up doing this all over again, and then I'm going to be really mad. So yeah, I will set up the camera and do a couple of them to show you, and then I'll probably end up just doing the rest of them because I'm just getting mad and you guys don't need to see that. So yeah, I have kind of figured out how to do this. So I took one of these, which are for the roller rockers, and actually they're actually for a stud girdle. I actually also lost the valve spring tool for 10 minutes. I couldn't find it, and then it was right up on top of the radiator support, so that was great. That's another problem with this thing. It slips and slides. There's nothing really keeping it from not. So needless to say, this option, I mean, while it works, is not, the greatest. I'd much rather do this off the car, but in this time, this is the way to do it. Okay, so there's that old one. I don't understand what hits these seals. Like, I get it, this does, but wouldn't the stock one also hit it? That's what I don't understand. Like, the stock one doesn't fit through this hole either. Oh, it kind of does. I guess it does. Does this one? No, see, this one doesn't. So it must be, the hole must be slightly smaller. So like I said, this is what I did. I just moved the seal down a bit. But then as the valve goes up and down, it'll hit the seal and push it up, is what I'm hoping. What should happen. Because of the way the valve springs are with this extra spring in there, otherwise I could probably get in there with a pick and push the seal up, which I kind of did on the other one. See, that's actually going pretty good. I should have said that until I got the other one. All right, there's that one. Well, that went pretty good. See, like, that's the whole thing. You got to kind of get a rhythm going. It's just one of those days. And then I lost the tool again, of course.
What does the goddamn line say, Tony?
And now there's a bee in here. Or shall I say wasp, not a bee.
We got 3 flies, 5 flies.
So now you see what I'm dealing with. So, but like I said, once you kind of get the I can't even think.
I guess my mind is going again.
You know, once you get the rhythm down and you know exactly what to do, then it actually shouldn't be too bad. Like I said, this tool is kind of, it would be nice if it centered itself better, but I mean, I guess it's kind of made universal to fit everything, which kind of sucks. But they also have one that's got little teeth that grab and then you screw it. That one might even work better. But see, usually I use that one right there. You can see it, it's got the handle, and that's the kind you do on the car, off the car, like when you have the cylinder head off. All right, so now that that's done, I'm gonna continue and I'll do them all. I finally got this side all done. Let's just say it was a pain in the butt. Now the problem with this stupid, I don't even know where I put it. In the garbage would be a good place for it. The tool, if I can find it now. I don't know. Maybe I can model here. See, once again, it's right here and I don't see it. So the big problem with it is it bent? Maybe, no. Oh, maybe a little bit. Maybe I'll have to try straightening it out a little bit. Is it, when I put it on the valve spring, let me get a valve spring here, set aside. I put it on the valve spring and I tighten it down, it tends to slide off because look how big it is. So really what it should have is some little, you know, but then it wouldn't fit on a bigger valve spring, right? But for what I'm using it for, I should have actually just welded some pieces of metal in there to keep it from flopping back and forth. And then if it encapsulated the spring better, then it wouldn't move around like it does, and it would be way easier to do. And while I noticed that, I'll show you guys how the spring, different size of the spring. So there's the old one and the new one. So you can definitely tell it is beefier, taller and beefier spring. So it definitely is, maybe it did need more valve spring, which you wouldn't think with a cam that small. But so anyways, I have this side mostly done, and then I got to do this side now. And this side, this is going to be a nightmare because getting in there is going to be, I don't even know. With the even these last 4 with this here, like even on this side, I pretty much, you can see the inner fender's kind of clean because I actually had to crawl right inside there because the engine is so far. Of course, this wouldn't be so bad on a Camaro or a Nova or something, but because it's a truck, the big engine compartment, yeah, it's kind of a pain. So I'm going to continue on and I'll check back in a bit. I have all but 2 of them on, and I'm going to do the last 2, and I figured I'd show you the nightmare it is to do these. So I have to get in here like this. And then, of all the things I didn't want to do is drop something that now I have to climb out. You know what? When you're doing this kind of stuff and it gets frustrating, take a break, walk away for 5 minutes or something, and then come back and you'll get it. Everything can be figured out eventually. Just sometimes it, you know, pisses you off, and then like I said, if this tool was made a little better, and I almost stopped and was going to modify it, and then I thought, I'll just get her done. Okay, Wow, that actually went better than I thought, except for dropping one. I almost wish I would have just taken the heads right off. It would have been less of a nightmare, believe it or not, to just pull the cylinder heads right off. What I really want to do is, or like to do, is put better cylinder heads on here, because these ones are nothing special. Son of a crap. Alright guys, I got it. You can see it's in there. I ended up having to take that bracket off for the kickdown cable, which isn't even hooked up, so I don't know why you might have the bracket there, but took that off and then was able to get it in. I was going to start filming, but I was jammed in there again, and so now I'm just going to do some cleanup, put some brackets and things that I took off back on, and then I already put the rockers on this side, just kind of laid them on there. And then the other shitty part is going to be setting the valves on this thing, which will be fun. So that's what we're going to do next. I got all the rockers on along with all the standoffs, and like I said, these things are so long because they're for a stud girdle, but I don't have the short ones, so same difference, whatever, they'll work. You have to turn the engine over, get each valve or each cylinder up to top dead, and then set the valves. So that's what we're going to do. So pretty much we wait till we get it to top dead center. Okay, so that's top dead center number one. Then what we're going to do is we're going to turn it till the push rod just has drag on it, like that. See if I can turn this light a little bit here. This is the fun of making YouTube videos, is trying to set lights up so that you can see what's happening. There. Hopefully that works. Okay, I'll take you in for a closer look. So now that we got it to top dead center, what we want to do is get it turn here, tighten till the push rod just has drag on it. See, that's a little too much right there. I don't know if you can really see that, but I can turn the push rod, but it's got some drag on it. Okay, so that's how you want it. And then if you were setting it with a stock nut, you could pretty much just tighten it. Now these are different where they have an Allen key, Allen bolt in the center. So I have to sort of tighten that and then give this a tighten, and then that'll tighten it. And then we have to go to every single one like that, pretty much get it up to top dead center. Well, actually, when number one's at top dead, then some other ones are at top dead. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, we might be able to tell if we put a screwdriver and see if we can feel the pistons. Oh, that one doesn't. Yeah, I'm not sure. But basically, I could look it up. But basically, I think when number one's at top dead, then so are some other ones, and then you can kind of set all of those, or you just go to each one and you turn it over with the bar like I'm doing until it's up to top dead center, or till until it's not moving like this, and then you can set them. Now the other way to do it is to set it running, which you can do, but especially with this kind of lock system, it's a real pain, and oil shoots everywhere, and that sucks. So yeah, we're trying not to do that. So I just looked it up quick, and so this is what you do. So when it's at top dead center, number one, like it is, you can do exhaust 1, intake 1 and 2, 3, 4, 8, 5, 7, and then you get it to number 6, and then you can do these ones. So then you're only really, that way you're only turning the engine to top dead center 1 and top dead center 6. And that makes it a lot easier. So that's what we'll do. Since we're at top dead center 1, we'll do all these, and then we'll turn it and do all the rest. So like I said, you get them so they're like that. Now on this style, you take your Allen key, you turn it in there, and then you want to go like a quarter turn more And that'll snug up the Allen key and keep it from turning. And then this one needs more down. Now, don't forget, these were on my engine, my small block, which was a big cubic inch small block with a big cam, so probably need to be turned down a bunch. So yeah, so that's pretty much how you do it. I'm gonna have to probably climb in there to do that one. Then I'll do the other ones. Then I'll turn it. Then I'll do those, and then they should be all good, I hope. All right, guys. So everything is back together. All the valves are adjusted. So all we really have to do now, and the spark plugs are back in. The only thing we have to do now is throw on the new valve covers, clean the wires because they're pretty dirty. So I'll probably clean those up a bit. Put them on and fire it up, and then hopefully it runs good and everything's good, and then I just want to clean under the hood, and then this project will be done. I bought some new valve cover gaskets, from Rock Auto, and I wasn't going to use them at first, but then the tool kind of dug through one of them, so then I decided that I would change. Plus the other ones were pretty squished up. So probably not a bad idea to put the new ones. The old, like 55 Chevys, they had staggered bolt holes. That's why you got two sets of bolt holes on the top gasket, or on the one part of the gasket. I don't know if you guys watched that video, but in a video I put a LS style alternator on here. Going strong. Definitely better than the original. Now these, I used to have these on my car, and these were my favorite valve covers back in the day. I didn't realize it actually came with new grommets. Oh shit, look at this. All kinds of grommets in there. What else? Oh, some stickers. Gotta have the Moroso stickers. You know, I buy stuff sometimes, Moroso. They gave me 2 stickers. You know, $80 valve covers. Then I've spent $1,000 on parts and got 1 or no stickers. Up your sticker game, guys. We like stickers. Okay, so I went with these because they're pretty cheap, and I wanted that old school 70s look to go with the aluminum slot wheels and everything. I actually tried to buy a Velocity Stack air cleaner, but they were out of stock, so there we go. Nice and shiny. Fancy valve cover on. Oh yeah, look at that. I probably wouldn't have changed the valve covers because I mean it had chrome ones on it, but those ones would never clear the whatchamacallit, roller rockers. And like I said, I'm hoping that the baffling will control the oil better. What I'd actually like to do with this is pull this motor, tear it apart, put some like 10.5 or 11-to-1 pistons, and then some like nice aluminum cylinder heads. That'd be nice. I thought about getting the gold ones because they're totally 70s style, but I decided there's lots of chrome on this. I would just go with the chromes. Alright, so I got the wires tidied up. Like I said, I need to give the whole engine compartment a good cleaning. It's filthy, but there it is. So let's give her a try, see if it starts, and hopefully it's quiet, or else I might have to pull a valve cover off and like adjust some valves, or but I mean I'm hoping they should be good. Here we go. there it is. So it's all done. Yeah, I guess I got the lifters good, and we're good to go. So yeah, the next thing I'm gonna do, maybe I'll film some of that, I don't know, is clean it because it's gross, and then I need to go for a spin and see if it's any better. Like I said, it would kind of break up at like 4,500 RPM, and I thought it was ignition. I ended up putting a new distributor in it last year, still didn't fix it. Put in plugs, didn't fix it. So I assumed, started thinking about it, you know, is it valve float? So hopefully we're good to go. Now we're going to spray down the, damn wasps, get them. Man, there's wasps everywhere.
You got flies all over the fucking place. Son of a bitch. Get out of here, you fucking flies.
It's definitely
Flies.
wasp season, apparently. Apparently, it's wasp season. Apparently. Okay, so we're gonna spray this engine compartment with some of our favorite Super Clean, and then we're gonna give her a wash. Looks cleaner. Sucks that all the paint basically came off the engine block. This is still dirt here. To get in there better. I don't know if it'll start after all this. All right, the intake looks really clean. Alright guys, so I got her all cleaned up. Take a look at the finished product. I think it looks nice. Get the new valve covers. Like I said, it sucks, so maybe I can touch this paint up somehow. But overall it looks pretty good, and I gave the whole truck a wash. Nova's out there. S10, and you know, the GTO still sitting there, but it is ready for paint. It's all blocked out. All I got to do is go get paint and start working on it. But what I did do, I just washed the floor, at least 3/4 of it, because before I do any kind of painting in here, I'm gonna have to do a major cleaning. So I figured I'd give it a good first wash of the floor here, and have to do the rest. But I'm hot. It's been a long day, so I'm going in the house. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. We'll check you later. I lost the keeper again. Crap. I'll tell you right now, I do not in the least bit recommend this tool. I mean, it's a cheap tool. It only costs like $8. So I get it.
Damn son of a